Welcome back to week 2 of the OKLCS. We just saw in gold-capped Jubermensch take a very decisive victory over the Road Crew, putting themselves at a 1-1 record against the Road Crew again in the league. The Road Crew unfortunately sitting at an 0-2 record now. We are going to get into the next game, which is going to be going back to Diamond Capped. Retribution versus TRZ. Now, Retribution last week was very ahead of Diamond Win, but ended up throwing the game in the end. TRZ was able to take a win over Team Landsnake last week. We're going to go ahead and get into the game now. A note about this game, it was played on patch 6.15, which means unfortunately we could not get it in the replay client, meaning that we only have a video recorded version of it. So our apologies for the very small HUD and the fact that we can't actually mess with it, but we're going to be watching it anyway, so let's get into it. Instinctively, I tried to move the champions around to their proper positions. Trottle are going to be moving into the jungle once again, letting Hayabusa Taicho take away the sub position in the mid lane. On the side of TRZ, they did have to sub out their AD carry. Perfect Grade will be subbing in place of Trueheart. Trueheart having an absolutely massive performance last week against Team Landsnake. But we will see Leroy back on this Talia. Peacemaker going for the Olaf pick. He played Hecarim last week. Will be interesting to see how he can do on this pick. Alright. So, TRZ looking for an invade into the bottom side of the jungle. They are spotted out by a ward placed by Bunzo, I believe. There's no way for me to check it because, again, we're not in replay client, unfortunately. Okay, so both jungle... Actually, no. Playing the Shaco pick for Trottler, he's going to be able to take away his blue buff very easily with the help of those Jack in the boxes. Peacemaker going to be receiving a leash onto his Gromp before he moves over to his blue buff. Trottler looks to be going for an aggressive invade onto this red buff area of Peacemaker. Probably anticipating he's not going to meet him and just going to take away that buff for free. Bottom lane's going to be evening out here. Ian Sama on the Twitch, Bunzo on the Taric. This is a very lethal combination because you can just Bastion onto the invisible Twitch and stun them straight out of invisibility. Very potent combo in the bottom lane here. Sama and Bunzo going to be pushing in to the bottom, pushing the bottom lane in, getting the aggressive push. Killbot in the top lane playing Gnar against Trineki's Shen. Ooh, there's a death sentence onto Sama, but there's a nice stun. Spell shielded away by Perfect Grade. He took it at level 2, so he does not have Boomerang Blade available to him. Hayabusa is going to be knocked into the, goodness, I don't even know. It's the E. It's Talia's E. Okay. And Trottler is actually going to get 3 buffs from Peacemaker, I believe. I think he stole away his red buff and he was able to get his own red buff. Oh, there's an Ignite onto Hayabusa. He's going to go down for first blood. Wow, that was a very quick first blood in comparison to what we have seen from the last 2 games. And in a solo kill nonetheless. Leroy coming out with the plays on this Talia. He's gonna get the stun onto Perfect Raid, but not really because of the spell shield. Oh, a Death Sentence lands onto the invisible Trottler. He's gonna have to jump away here. Gets the shield and the heal from Bunzo. Alright, things gonna calm down here. Peacemaker trying to go in. He knows his red buff got stolen. Now he sees that he's too late to take away the enemy red buff. He's a very sad Olaf right now. And he's just gonna settle for some raptors. He's gonna take away his enemy's raptors as this bottom lane continues to push in. This is a much quieter game. It was an early first blood, but not a whole lot of trading going down. So we see Trottler, he's recalled already. He's picked up 2 long swords, and he actually started with the machete as well as the rejuvenation bead. This could indicate that he's going for an early Tiamat. That would be my prediction based on those buys. Just going to skip upgrading his jungle enchant. Gonna go for the Tiamat for some early burst. Just gonna try and assassinate some enemies for his team in this early game before Shaco starts to fall off, as Shacos generally do. Alright, so Hayabusa, he's gonna come in forward. Leroy flashes away. He does not get the seismic shift. Hayabusa looking to be building towards the Abyssal Scepter. Here's the spell shield, not gonna be used to block up that stun from Bunzo. And they trade a little bit, but not anything spectacular. Bunzo is going to have this sustain with that the Terra heal. And Troneki going to take away that hyper proc away from Killbot. Not too much damage coming in. He does see Peacemaker coming in on a ward. He knows he can just hop away. Alright. Death Sentence goes out, does land onto Bunzo. He's gonna get taking some damage. I'm not entirely sure what Twitch's ability names are. I'm very sorry. But he throws out the E. He's gonna slow up Perfect Raid before he can get down any too much damage onto Bunzo. And Killbot pushing in constantly onto Troneki's Shen. He does have the range advantage, is going to generally be able to bully around this Shen. Spell Shield to block the Dazzle, and that's generally how this lane is going to be going. They're going to look for a stun, it's going to get Spell Shielded, they're going to back away. We're just waiting for something big to happen, like maybe a Death Sentence onto Thien Sama, right under the tower. But no, bottom lane of Retribution is just going to go ahead and recall. And that is correct. Trottler going for the early Tiamat as his first item. Now we'll have to see if he can make use of this item lead here. Go for an early gank, pick up some damage, or pick up some kills rather with how much damage he has. There's the nice wallop onto Troneki, but he had the shield from his passive up. And actually TRZ going to be going for this early Earth Dragon. It looks like they're going to get it mostly unopposed. I'm not even sure if Retribution know this is happening. And it's going to be an easy pickup. First, Earth Dragon goes over to TRZ. They're going to have that pushing advantage on 2 objectives. Okay, so Hayabusa Taicho is building towards the Abyssal. He has the Negatron Cloak. He has an Amp Tome. Peacemaker is not quite spotted out. He's sitting on a pink warded brush. Leroy sitting at a little bit of a lead in terms of CS. Peacemaker is going to find Trottler here in this brush. There's a pink ward there, so he does see him as he goes invisible, but he's going to back away. There's the Weaver's wall, but they do not predict his direction correctly. And it's just a waste of Leroy's ultimate cooldown. Oh, so what is going to happen next? This game is not a whole lot of action coming down, but there's a Seismic Shock, or Seismic Shard. Bunzo has to flash away from the box, but there's the Ragnarok. He's going to put down his ultimate. Summoner Heal comes out. He gets the invisibility. Teleport coming down from Killbot, and they're going to back away using On the Hunt. Teleport was canceled. Ooh, close. Boomerang Blade I don't think quite would have killed Bunzo even if it had hit. There's a Death Sentence, not going to land on anyone. Seismic Shift is not going to knock him in. Perfect Grade catches the end of that Twitch W. And now things are going to calm down once again. Trineki in the mid lane wants to try and help Leroy pick up a kill on Hayabusa. Right, Oblivious walking forward aggressively. He does not see the time for the death sentence. He gets the stun onto Oblivious, actually. Perfect Grade spell shielded it, but Oblivious does not have that luxury. Alright, they get another stun onto him, but no follow-up damage as of yet. Trineki going to find a pink ward here. Killbot content to just farm up some minions. Try and get this lane frozen in front of his tower. Killbot going for the early Frozen Mallet. There's the Dazzle onto Oblivious. That's a lot of damage though. Thean Sama gonna get exhausted. The Death Sentence is going to land onto him. He does not have the Taric ultimate for the for the invulnerability. Spell Shield is weighted out. Trottler's here. They flash away after the flame misses, but he did not have Deceive available to close the gap. So, Thean Sama having a very firm advantage over Perfect Grade in the AD carry position. Hayabusa, I'm sorry. He is closing the gap between himself and Leroy at this point. In the top lane, it's about even, a little bit behind for Killbot, but it seems like he's controlling the lane in general. Right, so the Hydra is going to be picked up fairly soon from Trottler. He has the Tiamat, he has the Vamp Scepter. Perfect Grade gonna use Sivir's abilities to push in very fast. Thean Sama comes out of Invis. He's gonna try and get these minions. They're not gonna go for any aggressive plays. Trottler finding Peacemaker in the jungle. He gets the Hallucinate, but there's the Stand United coming in from Trineki. He's gonna look for it. Leroy is here as well. However, Hayabusa gets the Glacial Tomb. I am so sorry. Onto them, gets the double kill. He's gonna go down to Trineki in the end. Double kill over to Trineki, and they're not gonna trade top laners here, are they? That's some damage. There's a Hyper. There's a Boomer. Oh, there's the taunt, and Killbot is gonna go down to Trineki. Flashes the Mastery. There's the stun coming out of Bunzo. He gets the heal. He is going to go down after being played into the tower. Thean Sama picking up a kill, but 2 kills going over to the bottom lane of TRZ. Now Killbot has finished his Frozen Mallet onto this Gnar, can really start bullying Trineki. Trineki not yet having his Sunfire Cape, although he'll probably have it next time he recalls. He just picked up 3 kills. Peacemaker incredibly tanky already. He has the Cinder Hulk building towards what looks to be Righteous Glory as his second item. That's going to be a lot of health, a lot of movement speed coming in on that Olaf. Leroy handed over his blue buff a little bit earlier. He's just going to try and clear the way with threaded volley. And despite, oftentimes when you go for these counter jungles like Trottler did, you fall behind in terms of experience just because you're spending so much time rotating between your own jungle and the enemy jungle. That's why Peacemaker is so much farther ahead of Trottler in terms of experience, as well as the fact that Olaf is generally a very fast farming jungler. I see the likes of Spirit playing that champion quite a bit. And Peacemaker here gonna get snared up by Hayabusa Taicho. He's not gonna hit the Seismic Shard, he's just gonna use that Glacial Path to get out of there. The Insama looking for an invisible stun, but he's gonna come out. Death Sentence lands onto Bunzo actually. Perfect grade, not able to trade back, zoned away by the Insama. Uh-oh, Peacemaker is here in the bottom lane. The Dark Passage is not available. Used it to block some damage onto Perfect grade, unfortunately. They're gonna take away this pink ward. They're gonna maybe help Peacemaker sneak in here. They sweep it for good measure in case a non-pink ward was sitting in there. He does not have Spell Shield. That's a lot of damage. Dark Passage pulls in Peacemaker, but no Flay lands. The Insama is going to go invis. He might go for an aggressive play. Perfect grade is very low here. Oh, on the hunt goes down. There's the exhaust. He does not have the invisibility, but here is the glorious ultimate from Tarek, and with it, the invisibility means that he's able to take down Perfect grade. Hayabusa comes in, he gets a nice ultimate, but it's not going to take down anyone. Yes, it is actually. Peacemaker takes a tower shot in parting and goes down. Leroy came down with Weaver's Wall as well, and they were able to pick up 3-4-2. Trineki goes for a taunt on the Killbot. Killbot not doing too much damage now with the help of that armor from Sunfire Cape onto Trineki. Trottler's here. He's going to try it for the assassination onto Leroy. He's not going to get it. He is going to get it with the help of Ignite. No, maybe not. Oh no, but the Stand United shield is going to save his life. And Trottler extending a little bit too much there. Thought he could get the assassination before he went down, or possibly get out. But too much CC and too many shields on the side of TRZ. They are quite ahead right now. They're gonna get Tower First Blood here shortly. Yeah, they're gonna get it. They pick up Tower First Blood. They're sitting at 9-5 in terms of kills. Trineki is 3-0-1. That's a very tanky Shen coming in. Their front line is going to be absolutely massive, especially with the movement speed coming in from that Righteous Glory. They're going to be able to dive really hard. And again, this, never mind. Death Sentence is going to land onto Hayabusa Taicho. He's going to get the Glacial Path. They don't have anything to interrupt that. It throws out the Dark Passage just right on top of him. But Trottler is going to go for the assassination onto Perfect grade. Not quite going to get it. But you have this Sivir. You have the Sivir for the movement speed. The Olaf, who's going to run in unopposed because of the Ragnarok. Shen going to just ult on top of him. There's the invisible stun coming out from Trottler. Hayabusa is going to ult himself to block away the damage from Peacemaker. And Thea and Sama comes on for the cleanup onto Peacemaker. That's 2 quick kills over to Retribution. And they're able to pick up this mid tower surely. Oblivious is here. He's going to try and zone them away, but they know he can't do anything to them. Dark Passage comes in, but it doesn't matter. The tower goes down. Dazzle does not quite land. Trineki ignoring Killbot at this point. And that was some excellent play from Trottler and Bunzo. The invisibility Dazzle. Excellent play. So the Blade of the Rune King going to be the first pickup for Thien Sama. Not quite what we would expect. You expect him to go for the Yomu's Ghost Blade directly into the Runons. He's opting for Blade of the Rune King into Runons, which is decent. It has attack speed. It gives you a nice passive that synergizes well with your ultimate, but you don't get the sheer damage from Yomu's with the flat armor pen, the high amount of AD it gives. Either way, it doesn't matter. Thien Sama going in for the invisible. He's going for the AD carry assassinated on the perfect grade. The spell shield is going to be used to block Dazzle, and Stand United forced to be used to stop the poison ticks. Here comes the Cosmic Radiance is the ultimate there. He does not have Ragnarok available to him. Oh, yes, he does, actually, but the Weaver's Wall is going to cut off the teams, and they're just going to disengage. So, perfect grade almost goes down 1v1 essentially to Thien Sama off the back. He was forced to take the Stand United shield from Trineki, and then the Weaver's Wall was had to be used just to disengage that fight. Thien Sama absolutely huge right now. 3-1, has a 41 CS lead over his opponent. Peacemaker's here, he's very tanky, but I don't know if he's that tanky. Trineki's here though. Trineki comes in, he's very tanky. Peacemaker comes in, he throws down the Ragnarok, he starts running into the enemy backline. The Cosmic Radiance is not available, but he doesn't have enough. He's gonna go down to the Ignite from Trottler, and there's some damage coming in from Hayabusa. He gets the Glacial Tomb onto himself. Trottler gets taunted up, double kill as he assassinates Leroy. Oblivious goes down to the tower. Thien Sama picks up the kill. Perfect Grade is here. Trineki is here. He's gonna get shut down by Hayabusa. Perfect Grade spell shields away the cask. He's gonna go for the kill on Bunzo, but Bunzo walks away. Hayabusa comes in for the snare. There's the ace for Thien Sama, and Retribution pick up 5. Some really aggressive plays from the front line of TRZ. Their backline not there to help them, assist them with the damage as they're causing a distraction in the backline. Trineki and Peacemaker go down a little too early to win that team, and they lose that team fight as a result. Trottler actually not going for a jungle item at all, has the Ravenous Hydra, looks to be building towards the Static Shiv as his second item for some crit. Hayabusa has the Abyssal Scepter, he has the Zanyas, and he has the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. He has 30% CDR in his build alone, a lot of inherent tankiness coming out from those AP items. Trineki opting for a Titanic Hydra to amplify his damage directly after Sunfire Cape. Not exactly what I think is optimal, but it does help his pushing potential. It makes him push a lot faster, which you might want to do in the situation where you're ulting down to bottom lane quite a bit. Thien Sama and Bunzo are going to find Perfect Grade. He's going to have to pop on the hunt. Cosmic Radiance is used. Not entirely sure why. I don't think they were in any damage of being attacked. Killbot tries to interrupt Stand United. It doesn't matter. They weren't going for the fight anyway. It does save Perfect Grade's life, however. Alright, so now 3 members of Retribution here in the bottom lane. Uh-oh, Weaver's Wall is going to trap 2 of them under there. Hayabusa uses the ult on himself. Thien Sama is putting down a lot of damage, but not enough. He can't get close enough to assassinate anyone. That's 2 kills over to Retribution, or TRZ, I'm sorry. Trottler is up in the top lane, but Peacemaker's very tanky. There's no assassinating that. And Peacemaker just clears out the minion wave to prevent them from pushing as Trineki ults to the bottom lane. Perfect Grade having a bit of a rough time here up against Thien Sama's Twitch, who can just absolutely zero him out. Peacemaker still building up the tank stats. It looks to be the Spirit Visage as his 3rd item. The Righteous Glory going to be used to amplify the speed from On the Hunt Sivir, or Sivir's On the Hunt. But Sivir does very little damage at this point. He hasn't finished that cull stacking. He has the Essence Reaver, and that's his only damage item. Doesn't have any crit to follow up. There's the Shadow Dash. Is going to taunt up Killbot, but not too much damage to follow up. Hayabusa has managed to actually take the gold lead away from Leroy. And now I think every lane now, in terms of CS, is in favor of Retribution. The main hope for TRZ right now is how strong their front line is. Trineki 6-1-2, Peacemaker 3-4-5, but he's very tanky. Ola, they can just run in, try and zone away Thien Sama. But how can they do that when he has Cosmic Radiance to back up, or to lean back on? They think they're sneaky. They're sitting on a brush in that ward, or ward in that brush. They're posturing around this Cloud Drake. Both top laners in the top side of the map. Killbot not anywhere near Mega, so he wouldn't be able to interrupt the Stand United if it happened right now. A Trottler is going to get slowed up here. A Peacemaker going to put down some damage. He's very tanky. There's the Dark Passage, but Thien Sama here off the backside trying to assassinate Perfect Raid. He pops on the hunt. He has to flash away and use Summoner Heal. Cosmic Radiance is going to give invisibility to all three members here. Where is Lissandra? There's the teleport coming in. Thien Sama on a rampage picks up two, actually. Olaf and Leroy. Killbot teleports down, a little sad. Gnar doesn't get to actually help here. Oblivious actually, with a nice juke, pulls himself over the dragon. Dragon gives him a little assist as he pulls himself out there, but they pick up a tower. Second tower of the game. Thien Sama throws out the W. They're just going to push down a second tower. Hayabusa here. He still has the Glacial Tomb, and it's not going to get the chance to throw it down. Perfect Raid is here, but I don't think he wants to be here. Dazzle comes out, and they're going to take away this tower. And the dragon. Trottler soloing it out. Ah, thank you, Bunzo. Venom Cask. I knew it had the word cask in it. Alright, so TRZ trying to reconvene. They're starting to fall behind after a very nice early game rotations. They have started to falling behind in terms of these big team fights. Thien Sama absolutely destroying 7-1-3 on this Twitch. He has a massive CS lead, 50, almost 50, just over 50 over Perfect Raid. All right. All right, TRZ going for an invade onto the red buff. Hey man, I liked it when it was called Spray and Pray, but I can't change the official thing. It's called Rat-a-tat-tat. I mean, we can't argue with Riot, I'm sorry. Anyways, Killbot going in, he's gonna get taunted onto. He's not in any danger of dying. He has the hop. Uh-oh, there's a death sentence. It actually pulls Hayabusa out of the seismic shift. Hayabusa is going to use the Zanyas after using his ultimate. Thien Sama actually picked up Leroy. The Cosmic Radiance means that Hayabusa is not in any danger right now. Trottler assassinates Perfect Raid. Bunzo chasing down Oblivious. He flashes for the Dazzle, gets the kill. And some more kills going over to Retribution, just completely outclassed in terms of the AD carry position. Thien Sama absolutely destroying the members of TRZ. And they just can't do anything unless they see Thien Sama come out. They need to save CC for him. As we saw last week, Team Landsnake didn't save CC for True Heart's Twitch, and they just got destroyed by it. Trottler going very low here. He does get the smite down. Blue team has slain Baron Nashor. Retribution going for the win here with this Baron buff. Well, not quite the win, but they're starting to close out the game. Nothing has happened in this top lane as of yet. Both top lane towers still standing. Killbot not building towards the Black Cleaver, meaning he's probably not going to be doing any damage to TRZ at the very least. Peacemaker almost has his Spirit Visage. Actually, TRZ pick up a nice mid tower off of the timed recalls of Retribution. Killbot tries to ignore TRZ. He gets the tower down. He's going to hop away, get the speed boost, and run away. Sama and Bunzo going to be pushing up this mid lane. Leroy's Talia just going to clear out this wave. Death Sentence lands onto Hayabusa. He's not going to have Seismic Shift available to him. Alright, now Trottler actually, with a pink ward assisting him, is going to take away the enemy blue buff. Perfect Grade forced to use On the Hunt to get away there. He's just getting bullied across the line. All the members of Retribution ready to fight him. Uh-oh, Hayabusa goes in. He snares up Oblivious, but Sama is absolutely wrecking the health bars. He's godlike now. Seismic Shard pulls in too. There's the Cosmic Radiance. Is going to give them invincibility, and they're able to back away easy peasy. Hayabusa sticking around very low. He still has Glacial Tomb to him. There's a Seismic Shard. Not a whole lot of damage though. Leroy not with a lot of items right now. Trottler using the clone to zone away Perfect Grade. Leroy's coming down here. He does have Weaver's Wall, but that is easily jumped away with using the Deceive. Perfect Grade very low here. Trottler wants it, but he's content to just zone him out and take away this bot inhib tower. There's nothing that TRZ can do against this. Bunzo getting knocked in, but he's very low, but he has the Dazzle. He's able to back away. Hayabusa going very low. Uh-oh, and there's the Ragnarok, there's the Righteous Glory, and the Ghost. Peacemaker absolutely destroys Bunzo. He's not able to get Sama, though. Sama backing away, he picks him up. Leroy has picked up Hayabusa, and Perfect Grade forced to flash away really quickly. Killbot gonna get taunted up. It's not gonna matter, though. He's very tanky. TRZ doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And he's actually starting to shred him down. Trottler here just going to take away this tower under their noses. Weaver's Wall comes out, and they throw down a ward, but not a pink ward, so they can't find Trottler. Trottler going to go for this backdoor inhib. Leroy and Perfect Grade are here. He uses the Hallucinate. His clone is going to get taken away right away. Trottler trying to juke. He's going to go for the assassination on a Perfect Grade. He's going to get him, actually. And Leroy flashes forward. He gets the Ignite down. Death Sentence does not land. Is he going to get him? He is going to get him with that third threaded volley. Flash taunt misses from TRZ. Not the best in terms of mechanics. Killbot kiting back using the Frozen Mallet and those hyper procs. And Sama actually turning around to put down the damage. Shutdown goes down onto TRZ. Peacemaker comes in and he goes immediately back out. Doesn't want to be here. Killbot goes for the inhib. Sama here now. Peacemaker going for the fight. And Sama goes legendary as he assassinates the tank in terms of Peacemaker. Killbot here. He gnars Leroy into the wall as soon as the Zhonya's ends. Inhib goes down. There's a second inhib open in the bottom lane. They're just going to head down there and rotate over to it. Easy for the second inhib. The Baron has expired. It's actually probably expired for quite a while now. I'm just not paying attention. And now they're able to just rotate in this big minion wave here, pushed in for them. They get this tower. The Sama is going to be able to take down the inhib. That's 3 inhibs down. Only 2 towers in favor of TRZ. What can they do? There's nothing for them to do at this point. Killbot is a little bit here, but he has the hop. Just jump over the wall. Peacemaker here is going to push the wave out. The Mercurial Scimitar finished for Sama's Twitch. Trottler going to take away another dragon for his team. He has the Trinity Force. He has the Ravenous Hydra. He has the Static Shiv. And there's a lot of damage coming in from this Shaco pick. Not something you expect to see in organized play, but Trottler making it work very effectively. Using the support of Bunzo and the supportive, or the more control-oriented mid laner in Lissandra, make use of this very high damage jungler. Perfect Grade not having the best of games 0, 5, and 7, falling behind quite a bit. Just having to flash away from pretty much every member of TRZ, or from Retribution. Trottler's here, he's just going to be an annoyance now. Just continuously push in this super minion wave. Oh, Thien Sama is not actually the wall saving him. Trottler gonna go for the assassination onto Leroy. He gets death sentenced in. He's actually gonna go down to perfect grade in the first kill of the game. Cosmic Radiance used to save nobody. So that's 1 down, 2, and a big teamfight ultimate not available, but Retribution very ahead right now. It doesn't matter, it looks like. Oblivious is going to flay Hayabusa in. He gets the assassinate onto perfect grade. He still had the glacial tomb. Hayabusa tanking tower still. He's going to flash away, but he's going to go down in a double kill over to Peacemaker. Gnar here off the side is going to wall up Leroy to death. He's going to not be able to quite do damage to Peacemaker. Peacemaker is very tanky still. Killbot is eventually going to get him. Double kill over to him. Trineki is here. He's in the middle of 2, but he's very tanky. Killbot kiting back. He hops forward, actually. Trineki is taking a lot of damage from those hyper procs. Bunzo is going to go down to the auto attack. He's going to get the shield coming in from the Q, but he gets slowed up by the boomerang. He's going to teleport in. He lands on him for the kill. And Killbot just gonna watch the minions end the game, win over to Retribution to put themselves at a 1-1 record. Oh right, this isn't the League client. So anyway, looking at the match history for that particular game, we're probably gonna see 48k damage from Thien Sama's Twitch. Absolutely massive. 12-8. He did more damage than any 2 members of TRZ combined. That is just massive. Alright, so that puts Retribution at a 1-1 record after their loss to Diamond Win last week. TRZ sitting also at a 1-1 record after their victory over Team Landsnake. The next game, it will be the final game. It will be Venom versus Oklahoma Gold Rush, or the Ogres. We'll get that to you in just a few minutes. Thanks.